there's the unsubscribe. If I click on here, I'll be subscribed, and then that will change to 2 because I'm added. So if I just refresh this, both of these should be selected. And if I unsubscribe, that will change. And if I go to the back end, I do this, and then I'm unselected. So I'm going to show you how to basically make back end calls asynchronously using Axios and semantic UI for the front end. Okay, so I'm just going to walk you through the project. So I just created a new Django project, and I call it subscribe, and the app is called core, and then in there I have the templates folder, and in the templates folder I have an index.html page, and this is how it looks. So this is the semantic UI CDN, and you can just Google it. Just see semantic UI CDN, and then this is the Axios CDN. So this is the JavaScript library that I'm using to perform the backend calls, and then you can just click on there, and then you'll get the semantic UI CSS. So just get this and then paste it in on top over here, and then get this and paste it in at the bottom of your page. And then I just have a basic semantic UI header, and then I have a p tag here with subscribers, and then in there I have a span with the ID of count, that's the subscriber count, and then over here I have a p tag with a description of the channel, and then just a horizontal divider, that's this line over here, and then just the button and with the ID of subtitle, and this is the Axios JavaScript link. So the first thing I done is I obviously registered the app over here in installed apps, and then I created a view to render the index.html page, and then I added over there, and then I created this over here. So this just gets the specific subscribe model that you're on. That's this one. Yeah, whichever one you're on, and then it says, so it gets the ID, and then it makes a list. So I'm going into the subscribe, and then I'm getting the subscribers field, and that's this field over here, and it's getting all the values of this specific model. So I'm just going getting all the users that are subscribed to this specific model. Yeah, and then I'm returning a JSON response, that's this over here, and safe false status 200, and then I'm going to show you how this actually works. So if I go to my index.html page, this function over here is what actually uses that URL. So I'm just saying, so this is how I use Axios. So it's Axios .get, so it gets this URL, and then it gets the response, so that's this over here. So it gets the list of subscribers, and then it says this response is equal to response data. So I'm just getting all the data, and then I'm saying I created a new kind of variable over here, and I'm storing the response in there, basically all the subscribed users, and then I'm storing that into this variable over here. This is the counter that is over here, so this would display how many subscribers, and then I'm saying subscribers inner HTML, and then I'm saying this subscriber added, that's this over here, dot length. So the it's getting the length, meaning the amount of users that are subscribed to that specific account or model, and then it displays that over here. Okay, so as soon as the page loads, but if there's any errors, it will run this line over here. And then I just added this last line over here, so it says windows.onload, and that basically means load subscribe, sorry. It basically means as soon as the page loads, run this function and see how much subscribers this user actually has, instead of having it over here. So usually we just create a subscriber and then get the subscribe model, then you have to add a context, but I'm not doing that over here. I'm calling the backend via using Axios. Okay, so that's what this does. So each time the page loads, it just updates the subscriber count. That's all it does. And the page doesn't even have to load. I can just call this function whenever the button is clicked, and then it will update the subscriber count. And that is what I done over here. And that leads me to the next view. So that's this over here. Let me just make some space. So we just div add sub. So this is to add a specific subscriber. So I'm just getting again the model that I am on, and then I'm saying the user equal the request user, basically the logged in user. I'm saying if the user in subscribe subscribers all. So if the user is already subscribed to the channel, then remove the user and the result would be subscribe. And I'll show you why I done this as well. So I just created a kind of a box or a variable, and I stored a string called subscribe in there, and return JSON response result, that's that, and then save false. And then else, meaning if the user is not subscribed to the channel, just subscribe them, and then the result changes to unsubscribe, and then returns a JSON response. Okay, so what that does, or why I done that, is so as soon as I created this title over here, I gave this the button an ID of subtitle, and I also gave the radius of 0. So as soon as the user clicks this button, yeah, boom, it triggers this function over here, you can see. And I'm saying as soon as they click this button, just add the class loading, and what the loading does is it adds like that loading effect. So it comes with semantic UI, so it adds a loader to the button, and then perform so it gets the URL, the add sub URL, it executes that, so it gets the current user, remember, and then it says return, then it does this, it says this response is equal to response to data, getting all the data, and then I'm saying subtitle, that's this over here, so that's this button over here. I'm saying inner HTML, so I'm going to change this word over here, and I'm saying it's equal to this response. So whether the user is subscribed or not subscribed, it will output the result. So if the user is unsubscribed, it will return subscribe. If the user subscribes, then it will return unsubscribe. That's why, so we can see this user is not subscribed. If I subscribe, it returns unsubscribe. If I unsubscribe, it returns subscribe. So yeah, and then it's not similar. And then it calls this class over here that loads or updates the count, the subscriber count. And then I'm saying subtitle class list remove, so I'm just removing this class over here that I added in the beginning, meaning so I'm just removing the loader, and that's really all that I'm doing. And so let's refresh this. So there's one subscriber, I'm not subscribed. If I subscribe, there that changes to 2. I unsubscribe, so as soon as I click, the loader appears and then it changes to unsubscribe. So yeah, that's it. Pretty simple and straightforward. So I'm using Axios and Semantic UI for the front end. Yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and yeah, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Yeah.